Hello Gemini, welcome to your end of April reading. Essentially this is for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, North Node, Progressed. Wherever you have Gemini, essentially this reading will be relevant. So let's hop in. We're going to have a look at the overall theme and focus of the rest of the month for you. Let's see what's going on for you in the rest of the month. I was seeing a ladybird. As soon as I got into your energy before, I kept seeing like this really cute little orange ladybird. So I do feel like luck is on your side. We have what do you need to release? Waning moon. And a new start is coming. Awesome. So at the end of this month, I feel like your seeds, the seeds that you've planted, Gemini, they're really going to start sprouting. They're really going to start growing. I think in order for you to have the growth that you're really seeking this month, and I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's actually like, it feels like career growth. It almost feels as though, show the world the real you. It almost feels like this month is a very eye-opening and very expansive month for you. I think that, what is it? There's a new moon. Is it a new moon? Yeah, the new moon's on the 21st of April. So I do feel that that's going to be a moon that brings up an awful lot of emotions for you. It could even be like repressed emotions. I'm getting repressed emotions that are coming up for you. So the archetype that you're playing by the end of the month, or see, I'm filming this late. I was supposed to do these at the start of the month, but I'm late, so I'm kind of saying like end of the month, but let's just April. Your archetype is the seeker. It says thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. The shadow attribute is an inability to commit to a path once found. Gemini, this is a huge lesson for you in life. This seeker archetype is very much the Gemini archetype, because Gemini, it's always learning, it's always growing. It's almost like it's a very difficult to satisfy energy, Gemini energy. It's very much, I'm bored with this, what's the next? So I feel as though this month, the end of this month has got you really focusing on actually sticking to something. Like I feel like this energy is pretty much, I think maybe you've been dabbling in different things for quite a while, Gemini. It might be like you've tried a bunch of different things, and I really feel like for a lot of you guys this does have to do with your career. I don't know why, but I really feel like, well, look, this could explain it. For some of you guys, a lot of you guys, it really does have to do with your career. So some of you guys could have Gemini in the 10th house, who knows. But with the Midas and the Miser archetype coming out as well, the light attributes are entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, a delight in sharing life's riches, with the shadow attributes being hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. So it feels like this month is kind of forcing you to really work through financial trauma, and I'm feeling like it is some like trauma. I feel as though there's a belief system that you have that you might not have even, that's why I was saying like it's repressed things. I don't think you were aware of how you've been thinking, or how you subconsciously actually approach money and finances. Like I was saying, a lot of you guys, this is about your career. So some of you guys are setting out on your own path. I feel like you're forging your own way, especially with this seeker. It's like, okay, I'm really going to find what really lights me up now. With this show the world the real you, it feels like there's nothing, like you can't keep holding yourself back anymore, Gemini. It feels like you can't keep making excuses. I literally just heard making excuses for why you can't, you know, start showing up as this different version. I'm feeling like maybe there's a weight, and by weight I mean like I'm getting with this angel, because you have the angel card at the bottom of the deck. I can't help but notice it. I'm feeling like there's a weight that you carry because you care so much about the people around you. You care so much about the people you love that there's almost like a sense of duty you have sometimes, Gemini. And I think that you've been trying to push and to like do what maybe was in your mind, what you thought was the right thing. And I think this month is a month where you're sort of like changing that up a little bit. With the angel archetype, it says light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. So you are very generous, you're very helpful, you really do care about other people and you respect other people, and I feel like you really have like this beautiful way of connecting with other people that a lot of other people don't have. Like, that's the thing with you, Gemini. You have such a beautiful, playful energy. People give Gemini so much shit, but Gemini is like the inner child. Gemini is like fun, you know? Like, without Gemini, life's a little boring. Gemini is the seeker who's always looking for wisdom. Maybe that wisdom isn't something that's going to stick. Maybe it's not something that you know, they're going to devote the rest of their lives to, but they're always seeking. So thirst for wisdom and truth. This month has, like, I think that you've been thirsty. That's the word. Like, you've been thirsty for a long time. And I think this month you're getting hydrated. Aquarius is the water bearer, you know, and I think that you've been giving so much water to the village. You've been giving so much water. You've been nourishing everyone else around you. And that kind of has made you a little bit like it's depleted you a little. And I'm feeling like financially, energetically, that's where it could have been hitting you. So I feel like maybe finances haven't actually been as high as they were previously, Gemini. And I think that this month is a little bit of a wake-up call, in the sense that there are some things that you really are releasing, and you will be releasing them over this new moon. It's a new moon eclipse, so it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hectic. There's nothing else really I can say besides eclipses are always a huge indicator of a really big shift and a really big change. So this is what's happening within you. You are changing and seeing where you actually are able to turn lead to gold. Like this entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. A delight in life's riches. So this month, it's really asking you to start seeing the brighter side of life. Seeing where things are actually working out really, really well for you. Where things are looking up. I think things are going to start really looking up towards the end of the month for you, Gemini. We have the Judgment card coming out, and I love that because I feel like, look, this is literally her letting herself out. Like, she's actually letting the real her out. Show the world the real you. So there's an authenticity that's coming out for you this month, Gemini, and it could even just be that, you know, you're speaking your truth a little more, you're setting boundaries more. I feel like you're just kind of letting yourself express. I think there's a creativity here, and Gemini is very creative as well. It's very creative energy. And I just feel like this Judgment card is talking about like you letting yourself out of the box. This is reminding me of like a music box, and I'm seeing like a little kid opening it and like just watching the ballerina sort of dance and just being absolutely mesmerized. So I do feel like there's a lot of people who are actually going to be noticing the shifts within you, the changes that are happening, the way in which you nourish yourself. And I think that you've been going back and forth a lot between this Midas and this Miser archetype, where it's you wanting to give and share and to express in one moment, and then the next moment it's kind of like you feel like there's a lack, you feel like there's not enough, that maybe you need to hoard and protect yourself. So it feels like this month you're really being called to honesty, a lot of honesty with yourself. I don't want to take all these. Too much. One more card, please. The next card we have out is the Ace of Swords in reverse. When she'll finally... There we go. Then we have the Queen of Cups. So, this is great because I think that you're finding a lot more emotional stability at the moment. I'm feeling like you're feeling a lot more connected to your inner world, to your inner self. Ooh, look. Alright, we have Temperance and we have the Two of Wands, and Temperance wasn't entirely sure how she wanted to come out. He wanted to come out. So that kind of makes me feel as though I think that by the end of this month, you're not going to be feeling like fully healed or anything. Or like fully in your power. I don't feel like it's something that can really move that quickly, but I feel like this is a level of mastery. I'm feeling like this is a level of moving forward now. I think that for a little while it might have been hard to move forward. It might have felt a little like stagnant even. I'm feeling like there's like a bit of a stagnance, Gemini, and I feel like that is something that's really, really difficult for you as well, because stagnancy is not Gemini's friend. Gemini's always moving. Gemini always wants to keep going. So I feel like you're really, really, really going to be healing yourself this month through purely just like allowing yourself to be. Like this Judgment card, it's giving me like the energy of someone who is no longer like caught up in any way, shape or form in the ways that make like other people's judgments. I think that there is something that you've been doing, Gemini, where people like to think that they have the they're allowed to say something about it. You know what I mean? Like they almost feel entitled to having an opinion about what it is you do. And of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but that's all it is, their own opinion. And this month, it feels like you're really getting clear on whose opinions matter to you, and whose don't. You know, it's essentially feeling like you're seeing yourself as the most powerful. Or the most important opinion. You're seeing your own ideas, thoughts, feelings as being extremely valid. So we also have the Knight of Cups coming out to clarify the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse out here to clarify the Queen of Cups. And then we have Death, Rebirth, and the Knight of Swords here to clarify the Two of Wands. So this month has got, I feel like this is going to be an abrupt thing. For some of you guys, I literally feel like you're going to move, or I feel like you're just going to feel really, really called to move somewhere else, or move home. It could even be getting the motions in play, starting to imagine and visualize somewhere else that you would like to be. It could even be that this is like career-wise, like not physically moving, but it's like, okay, where do I see myself in the future? Where do I see myself, in 5 years' time? With this Seeker card, it's like you're on a journey. You've been on a journey for a while, Gemini, and I feel like this month is kind of like the next level in it. With this Queen of Cups, clarifying this Five of Pentacles in reverse, this feels as though you've gained mastery over where you felt abandoned, where you felt lost. I feel like this is you filling your cup back up. It's almost giving me this feeling like, yes, she's alone, and at this point in time, she couldn't handle being alone. She felt lost, she felt abandoned, she felt like people had, left her out in the cold, that they didn't care. And this Queen of Emotions, that's what I just heard, lol. Queen of Cups, she's okay with herself. Look at how happy she is with herself. She's not communicating with real people. She's communicating with spirit, This has been a spiritual awakening for you. I think that you've really been going through a process of self-regeneration, self-liberation. I literally am hearing like, it just feels like this expansion. And that was a word that I was getting before I started filming, because I kind of sat here and I was like, okay, what's the vibe I'm getting for Gemini? And I kept hearing the word expansion, and I saw that ladybug. So I feel like it's almost like maybe you've been through a time or a period in your life where things felt really unlucky, and I feel like this period of time is where you're going to start feeling a lot luckier, a lot more blessed, and a lot more provided for by spirit. With this Knight of Cups and the Ace of Swords in reverse, this is you now starting to have more positive dreams. I think with this Ace of Swords in reverse, you don't always trust the ideas that you have. You don't see the brilliance within you, because Gemini, a lot of people give you shit. And there is a truth to, where when we're constantly going from one thing to the next, there isn't really an absorption of information. And I feel like there's a complex that you might have sometimes, Gemini, where you just kind of feel like, you know that you're smart, you know that you're brilliant, but you question, do I know enough? Do I deserve to share myself like this? Am I smart enough, you know? I feel like sometimes there's an uncertainty as to whether you're smart enough, Gemini, and like that's a random message, but it's true. You are, you know? You really are. This Nine of Cups is saying that you need to be a little bit more playful and creative, and you know, this card always makes me think of romanticizing something. So with this coming out to clarify the Ace of Swords, it's almost like romanticizing your own thoughts. How can you romanticize your mind? How can you romanticize the way you think? How can you start to think in a way that brings excitement and freshness and abundance? I'm getting a lot of Taurus energy as well, so I'm feeling like earth magic really does feel powerful and nourishing for you. And really, if you think about it, Taurus is Gemini's 12th house. So the 12th house is your subconscious. It's what you're not really aware of, but it's also your connection to spirit. It's your it's deep, but it's your oh my god, I can't speak now. It's your connection to spirit, and it's your creativity as well, and it's kind of like a connection to past lives and all these sorts of things. And so I feel like with like Taurus, you know, Taurus is something that really can be really very helpful for your mental health. Mental health being like, the more you go outside, the better you feel. It's as simple as that sort of thing. So I feel like going outside, and in particular being by bodies of water, is extremely powerful for you. The last card is this Nine of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So you are on the journey of self-independence, and you are becoming a lot more self-sufficient. This is not going to be the month where you maybe have achieved that, you know, indefinitely. I feel like this is the month where you're still figuring out and learning how to build it, and figuring out and learning how can I move forward whilst really honoring and taking care of myself. I feel like you have the keys now and you're ready to like start the engine. It's just maybe, you know, yeah, well, you know what, yeah. It's pretty much like you've got the keys, you're at the motorbike, you're ready to start the engine, but you haven't quite taken off yet. This is the month where you start to sort of move and you start to sort of take off. I feel like there's a new... People are going to start really seeing you differently, and I feel like they already are starting to see you differently, Gemini, because they can feel that there's a shift within you, because I think that you're connecting more so with what you need before you put other people first, because we all know that you can't give from an empty cup, so you're really filling yourself up before you give to everyone else. Anyway, Gemini, I'm going to leave this reading here. I am stoked that I finished this before 20 minutes. That's a fucking... what would you call it? Like, what's the word? What's the word that I'm thinking of? I don't know the word. Wow, I really don't know the word. I do not know the word, so we're just gonna leave that. Yes. 20 minutes under... A reading under 20 minutes for me is... It's fucking good. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I could not think of the word, but essentially this is the end of the road. I love you so much, Gemini. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that down below. I offer astrology and tarot reading. And yeah, I will see you in your next reading. Do make sure that you check out your channeled song, and have a beautiful rest of your April. Bye, Gemini.